Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anungu.
Yes. What's going on, everyone? Episode 273 on deck. Shout out to everybody right now in the chat room, people who are going to be joining us in the future. Look, say what you want about the show, but I mean, sometimes we just really get it right when you follow the market as religiously as we do here on the show. Yesterday, a lot of people thought it was very premature of me to talk about creating a dip buy list, but it was perfect. I mean, you had a bit of a run and sell off, in the morning. But for the most part, we got an afternoon run as some buyers came in to definitely pick up the pieces. And it looks nice. It looks nice. Obviously, look, we got to get above, the 50 on the RSI, signifying more positive momentum on some of these stocks that have been really beat down. But I like what happened today. Those of you guys who follow me on Twitter, I posted my gain on Wynn as news ended up coming out on Wynn about an allegation that happened 20 years ago that some newspapers have come out and said that they covered up. So we got possibly another defendant who could come after Steve Wynn. So I played that cross today on the 4 and 8 in the morning. Great trade, netted just a little bit over $700. Toward the close today, I jumped into NVIDIA as I saw on Black Box Stocks several trades showing guys getting back in on NVIDIA on the call side. So I went and duplicated that. So want to hear what you guys traded today, what you guys are looking forward to. Already got a call on deck, 646. This is Ken. What's up, man?
Yeah, sorry to break into your opening statement, but I just saw a breaking news on CNBC. Steve Wynn is out as CEO of Wynn.
Whoa, are you serious?
This is on CNBC just now.
Wow. Oh, God.
That's huge.
That's huge. I mean, it's huge if I was still holding that put, but yeah, but yeah, that's huge news for of course, the put traders in there. But here's the thing, though. I would be careful on this one because, this might be an opportunity to buy now that this guy separated himself from the company, right? We're not talking about, something. Obviously, he's a big presence, but how much does he actually mean to the underlying business? And I don't know what the current valuation of the business is, but we've got to be getting close to where, people are saying, okay, this has gotten a little bit too low. So be careful on just, throwing all your money in the puts here.
Yeah, definitely so. Great day today. You were so right last night about buying. Today.
Yeah. Today was really kind of one of those days. I mean, if I look at a stock that I got in, as I said, toward the close, NVIDIA. I mean, this is a stock that hit 202. What was the low today? 204. 204.
Wow.
204 NVIDIA. That's insane. That's a buy automatically all day, every day. And, and that's what a lot of guys did, buying good companies, at the morning open. For example, Home Depot. What was the whole 175 Home Depot? I mean, that's again, insane numbers on companies that have just been really crushing it for most of the year. And I think, again, if we continue to move higher, this is going to be seen in retrospect as an incredible buying opportunity that, people who were smart took advantage of.
Definitely. With that XIV thing, the XIV ETN blowing up, they shut it down, and I think there was like a hedge fund that went out of business in Chicago today. So at the morning open, that was the opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, I never really got into volatility trading. I never understood how to, when you get into trading, products that don't produce revenue in itself, that don't really have something you can kind of follow in terms of like, how does exactly is this profitable? What makes this make sense? And, that can go from everything from Bitcoin to, these volatility ETFs or ETNs that people really didn't know what exactly they are and how to really trade them. And I feel bad for the guys who lost their money, but they knew what they were doing. We're all adults here, and you got to be 18 to take a trading account, and it is what it is. I mean, there'll be better traders because of it.
Definitely. I just want to go on a couple penny stocks quickly. One I haven't mentioned, LIG, Liga. Take a look at that one. They've been steadily going up this year. It's been a nice, slow, steady climb on that one. And they promised no dilution, all this stuff. I really like the chart.
Yeah, I'm seeing here they put out some news back yesterday, actually, putting up some nice revenues. It looks like the company's based out of Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes.
All right, subsidiary, Liga Homes. So is this a home builder or?
It is. Yeah, it is. It's a home builder. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Interesting. Small OTC home builder. That's a new one. That's a new one. I haven't heard of that one before. But yeah, I like the trend. So obviously, if there's something legit going on here, it's finding buyers, and obviously they like the story here. I think do your research on it. But for the most part.
Right.
I mean, 0025 to now 0075. You're up 300% since December 16th. So good rally for just under 60 days.
Definitely. And what we talked about last night, LDSR, there was news this morning that they have some bank behind them, which I thought was interesting news. And not only that, there's a huge short position in this stock, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you got the long-legged doji candlestick with today's action.
I know.
I mean, that was kind of a range here. I mean, you got the lows 0037. You had got to as high as 0054 on the day. So a lot of indecision regarding, moving beyond these 0045s. No real commitment to the high side at all. So, again, not the greatest candlestick you want to see as
right.
somebody who's in long, but I think, watch and see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And the third one, the AKER, that's the one that you talked about last night. You said, Ken, what's going on? There's no real news coming, or you're waiting here, and it came down today. I got out this morning.
Yeah, AKER, again, this is another one that I said the catalyst was playing the gap and the filling of that gap. And once you got the fill there, everybody else is just a bag holder after that point. And that's just, that's just what happened here on AKER. And no news, no real incentive to move higher. And, you got guys who take their profits and move on to something else.
Yep. So that's all I really have tonight. I wanted to make sure I called in. Enjoy.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Ken.
Thanks.
All right. Shout out to Ken for the call. Great tickers already, blasting through 5 of them right there. Let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you so much for joining me. You know what the number is, 305-600-2896, or come into the chat room and chat along with us. All right. Shout out to Equity Feed, blackboxtrader.org. All right. You said Win would be up tomorrow. You know what, Free Ride? I actually like that, too. I like the idea of Win possibly being up tomorrow as well on this news. I think this is a benefit for Win, just as I was speaking to Ken about. And I love how volatile the options are, even for the ones that are, got a lot of bit of time on them. the 60-day and the 4-month options out. Those actually have very, very good volume on them. All right. Shout out to Snap Traders. You know, I didn't know where Snap was going, so I didn't talk about going into Snap earnings. I kind of stayed away from the topic because I didn't know where Snap was going. Come to find out, I'm glad I didn't go because I was very bearish on Snap. I would have gotten killed today. I would have gotten killed today if I went into Snap options because I would have gone in on the put side, and Snap beat, which is, again, not where most people thought Snap was going to be going. In fact, if you go to earningswhispers.com or Earnings Whisperer, Snap was given only a 17% chance of beating. So most guys who go to that website, they again too were buying on the put side of the trade. 919, what's up, Bats?
Hey, Sal, how you doing, sir?
Doing good. How are you, bro?
Very good. You noticed today how many bullish belt holds were formed? That it was incredible. Like, I watched all the major players from the beginning of this morning. It told me that the market was bouncing back, that yesterday was just an isolated day where, you know, due to the algos that, you know, sold off, you saw all the major stocks start at the bottom, come up to yesterday's close. Some of them, you look at SPY, you look at the one you had up, SPX, went through halfway. So bullish belt holds forming into bullish piercing signals. Yeah. It was beautiful. Right now on my scanner on Thinkorswim, I normally have maybe at the most 5 or 6 bullish belt holds that I'll catch every day. It's lit up with just a lot of stocks that had bullish belt holds. So I think, you know, you went into NVIDIA, that's good. I think pretty much on any stock. You look at Walmart, WMT, look at CarMax, CMX. These are all bullish belt holds. In fact, on most of your major players, there were either bullish belt holds or piercing signals. Either way, the market just recovered incredibly. It's like a living organism that caught a flu for one day and basically eradicated it, and everything recovered nicely.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really, really good to see, and I'm so glad we caught that. Again, I got a lot of heat yesterday for saying, hey, it's time to dip buy, but I just felt that way. I just really, really felt that, you know, and at the end of the day, these companies were producing to justify these valuations as we were moving higher. Yes, now we've got the weak hands out. I think now we get back to enjoying, you know, some of the, you know, maybe we're not going to be putting on 4%, 5% every day like we used to, but I think we continue to go higher and eventually in a couple weeks challenge recent highs.
Yeah, so that was beautiful to see because I don't see many of these throughout the day, but it was nice to see that consensus with all the, you know, the most actively traded stocks trading this way. So that was good. So, you know, I just threw out Walmart and CarMax for examples, but I wanted to just call today just to vent a little bit. So my wife works as a business developer in merchant services for a very big bank that rhymes with Face.
Okay.
It's James Peter Morgan. That's pretty much. Yeah. So, unfortunately, with the way things have changed over there, and because she's a business developer and works with a lot of publicly traded companies, the way I trade and the way I have been trading for the last, 6, 7, 8 years may come to an end in the next month or so. So apparently because she works, you know, as a business developer, it looks like I may not be able to trade. And if I do trade, I may need to call for every single trade it doesn't matter that my wife doesn't trade herself, but as long as I'm her husband or if I was her child, anyone associated with her, it looks like probably if I do trade, I'll need to call a number to get clearance for every stock that I trade.
Wow.
In addition to that, I can't swing trade it within a 30-day period. So it means like now I can't day trade probably. I can't swing trade for a day or two or a week or 3 weeks. It looks like now, and we'll get further, information from them, but it's looking right now, unless my wife quits her job, and she's really good at her job and making good money at it, it looks like if I do trade, I'll have to hold the stock for at least 30 days.
Yeah, yeah. Now, hold on. That's got to be only for stocks that your wife is, publicly traded companies that your wife is in some kind of business relationship with, though, right?
No. Well, you call in to get clearance on the trade, but they're just assuming that, my wife could come home and share information with me.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been working for this company for 3 years, and I've been trading for double or triple that time. It doesn't matter. If there's some, even if I have a separate brokerage account, it looks like, because right now, next week, she's got a deadline. She has to disclose all our brokerage accounts so they can look at what I've been trading.
Wow.
So, unfortunately, if they say, nah, not possible, if I do trade, I can only be a monthly trader, and I cannot believe this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, this is not
that.
really the kind of environment you want to be a monthly trader in. Just to be honest with you, I mean, the passive investors are getting killed right now. It's the active, the guys who are on top of their investments that are able to kind of, be able to maintain gains, find ways to profit in this volatile market. The guys who kind of sitting back and allowing it to happen, they just take it up the ass. You know what I mean? So
what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do monthly options, but even monthly options, I have to calculate beyond 1 month because I've got to be holding the stock for 30 days. So this is earth-shattering for me because I either day trade or hold for a couple of days or a week. I may not be able to do any of that. And I think it would be unfair for me to ask my wife to leave her job just so that I can trade.
Of course. So
I don't know,
Sal.
I'm in a dilemma.
But here's the thing. Of course, I hope that means you don't leave the show, that you still enjoy.
Hell no.
No, you know what I mean? Your participation has been incredible. It's helped me. It's helped other people. Those who have told you and haven't told you, I know you've made a contribution to their trading. So
that's never going to change because, trading for me and analyzing stocks and helping people, regardless of whether I'm trading or not. I mean, look at David at Investors Hangout. I mean, he doesn't trade, but of course he was advised by his lawyers that there may be conflicts of interest and so on, but he's doing really well. I don't care whether I can trade or not. I think my Twitter will be as active as ever. I might even have more time to develop a website and have people call in. But this is devastating. If this is the case and I can only hold a stock for 1 month or longer, this is devastating.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely a different way to trade for you, Bats, that you're going to have to adjust to. But I know you're a family man, and family comes first, and you're going to make the best of that situation. So, definitely keep us abreast of what happens moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll still keep trading until we get more information. But, yeah, I just needed to get that out there because it's annoying as hell. It doesn't matter that I have my own job that, I make more than my wife and contribute. We each contribute. But because I'm married to her, she could come back and tell me, like, for instance, she worked with a big phone company that rhymes with Flint, and so if she could come back and say, hey, Flint is releasing a 6G, 6G technology, and technically I could get in there, they could investigate, but I don't know, it's just ridiculous that I can't have my own life separate from what she's doing. But anyway, these are the regulations that, came in pretty much after the subprime mortgage crisis, and new compliance rules came in, at the company where she works right now. So, yeah, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. But I'll never stop tweeting and analyzing or being part of your show. That's never going to end. So you can be rest assured that you'll get continued participation from me.
There it is. Thank you so much, Bats. I really appreciate you, bro.
Thanks. I'll take care now.
All right. So that's good news to hear. That's good news to hear.
Perfect.
I mean, that's exactly what I want to hear. That Bats is going to still be around, and even though he's definitely in a pickle. He's definitely in a pickle, and to turn around and now have to be a guy who's got to hold positions for 30 days, I think now, does he go to ETFs? I mean, single stock risk. Something like when happens and you're only in the trade 2 days, now you've got to, take it up the ass for 28 more days, 29 more days. And who knows if that's ever going to come back, And that's just an example, What happens when a 30-day, 60-day hold goes against you, 2 days in, Talk about TVIX. It was down there, played the bounce. Again, we're not really into the volatility ETFs, ETNs here. A lot of guys getting burned by that. You've got guys who are saying they see opportunity in this. I don't know how. I don't know how. If you want to trade it, by all means, do your thing, but definitely not for me. Definitely not for me. All right. Let's get back to these stocks. A lot of people thought I was kind of crazy when I, brought up the whole idea of using the RSI breaking above the 50 as a great indicator of going in. And, it really is, guys. It really, really is. I mean, it's one of the simplest ways to trade, using RSI breaking above the 50 line within the RSI. If you kind of go back and you look, whether it be within a daily or intraday chart, preferably 10 minutes, because you don't want the volatility of a 1 or 2 minute chart. Or, if you want to spread your wings out and go to a daily type of setup, you can kind of use, the fact that a stock has been oversold and now getting back to more, bullish momentum as an opportunity, as an entry. And if you go ahead and measure up, just go ahead and line it up from the top to bottom there. You see here over and over again in stocks like NVIDIA or Walmart or Amazon, whatever it is you're trading, you want to see a change in the return of bullishness coming back. Just trade a stock that moves across, is crossing over the 50 line, and using that as whether or not you decide to stay into the trade. And as you can see here, you find examples, you'll see, particularly in setups like the daily or 10-minute, or even pushing back a little bit even to an hourly, that it works even better too. You can find great setups, in good companies. All right, good companies. You really don't want to use this method when you're talking about OTCs or anything like that, because they, obviously you don't want to use, indicators on OTCs are kind of like, it's not really the best way to go about it. All right, and we'll get back more into that a little bit later, especially if I see a much better chart to use it on. All right, eyes was a good short today. Somebody had brought up eyes yesterday, and if you remember, the stock was the robotic, like the transplant, right? Is going to help blind people see. It's going to help blind people see. You know, again, I thought it was a very interesting product. It's pretty creepy as hell. But, you know, who knows? They could be 10, 20 years ahead of their time here, and it could be a bunch of fluff. But stock's down 13% since the run-up yesterday. So, unfortunately, you know, I don't know. Could be game over for them. All right? Could be game over for them. Let's keep it going. CDE, Miss Lewis, how are you? Coeur Mining is your ticker. Coeur Mining, precious metals and minerals, 820 a share. I'm not liking what I see on the daily, but let's go out a little bit and let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly 2 is not showing much of any strength here. Yeah, I mean, it's got great volume though. Got to figure out what's got. I mean, it's got $1 billion market cap. So I mean, they're obviously doing something. But I don't like the chart. I'm not a big fan of the chart. You're below the 200 moving average. You're actually just below it. It's almost as if it's acting kind of a bit of a. I would say it's acting like resistance for the stock. It's crossing it. You had a few days of commitment, and then it's falling below it. Recently here, you had another second attempt at CDE crossing the 200. Again, very little commitment far above it, coming back down. So it's struggling crossing this, and I until you see a successful cross, and then you would set possibly a stop for 10% below, and I think that's where CDE becomes another buy opportunity for you. If you stay above that 200 moving average. But as you can see here, there's a company that's kind of struggling right now. All right. Again, that's just my opinion. Oh, yes, Ford Motor Company. As Bat said, I wouldn't call this one of your bullish belt holds, right? I don't think this is one of them. I mean, this is just simply an oversold stock. This is basically an oversold stock. Yesterday, Ford Motor Company, 19 on the RSI. If you pull up the news today, just before the show, they're looking at getting rid of some of the products that they have available right now, particularly the Ford Taurus could be on the chopping block. Ford Taurus is actually one that they brought back. Their best seller right now, or one of the sellers they can't keep up with, is in their Lincoln line, the Lincoln Navigator. The Lincoln Navigator, they're saying they can't keep up with the number of orders of that $70,000 truck that just got redesigned. They're saying that this new Lincoln Navigator is better than the Cadillac, and is better than the Escalade. And the Escalade has owned that particular market of that luxury SUV market now for well over 10 years. So when I look at whether or not they actually decide to move forward with these changes, when you also look at the fact that Ford, although not known for their electric vehicles, they do have an electric version of their Focus vehicle. And by the way, they sell more electric vehicles than Tesla. Obviously, different classes, right? Different class of customers as well as vehicles. But I think Ford is underrated. And I think you continue to watch what the stock does from here. But like many other stocks today, they sold off. I think this is a great buy. If you're willing to go in and be a little bit patient with it, I think Ford can look really good for you in the next 15 to 30 days. I like where it is right now with a 5% move today on Ford. All right, pull the chart out and see for yourself. I think you got very little downside risk here. I think very little downside risk here, and I think in a few weeks we'll come to find that this was a solid opportunity. Again, this is the hourly chart on Ford. All right, so I wouldn't mind getting in here and seeing what happens. I would not mind getting in here and seeing what happens. Let's see what the 20. All right, Bollinger Bands. All right, looking up on that one. All right, so just again getting above positive territory here on the RSI. And if you go and again using this strategy, again this is it doesn't always work this well, but again when you get back into stocks coming back showing bullish momentum, you can see here what happens. Look at that beautiful line run up to the high end of the RSI. Go back in history. Can I find another good one? Again, sometimes you get the fake out, right? You get the fake out. That's why you always got to use a stop loss. But for the most part, this can end up becoming something very good here. This could end up becoming something very, very good here. And by the way, use those higher time frames to find more clear signals. All right, 10-minute, hourly, daily. That's where I prefer. If you're in a short, if you're in a rush to find, the 10-minute is preferred. All right, let's keep it going. What's going on, Legendary 8s? Sears. I see somebody bringing up SHLD. I don't know what to say about Sears anymore. I mean, at this point, the company is going bankrupt for, well, actually, I won't say that because these retailers like the Macy's and the Sears and the J.C. Penney's of the world, they are sitting on a shitload of cash. It's just that they don't have anything to do with it. I mean, you're a retailer. You can't go out and buy a tech, business or anything like that. You're either going to buy another retailer. But what happens when, sector-wide, there's few winners? And, yeah, wow, SHLD, man, just to see and think that Sears might be going out of business, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. These were all beneficiaries or supposed to be beneficiaries of the tax plan, being that these retailers have incredibly large employee numbers, but it doesn't seem to be showing in the stock at all. Doesn't seem to be showing in the stock at all. All right, let's keep it going. What's going on, Ricardo Joseph, SMRT? SMRT. All right, SMRT. You got a green candle today, but you're actually red for the day. Steinmart. Steinmart is an interesting company. Is Steinmart the fabric company? If I'm correct, they sell like fabric or something like that for women who like to make clothes and shit. If I'm correct, I know I've been in a Steinmart before. I just can't remember what exactly their business is. Sears owns Kmart. I don't know if Kmart is still around. Is Kmart still around? Do they actually have Kmarts? They actually have Kmarts? Chinese cord blood. I've made so many damn jokes about Chinese cord blood. And even with the market sell off, this one is surprisingly still holding whatever gains it's trying to create here for itself. That alone just tells me this is under some kind of manipulation here. It's a low volume stock, but it's still doing relatively well in comparison to many of the other stocks that are trading right now. Chinese cord blood. CO. 1087 a share. All right. You said have Sears get on the Bitcoin wagon. They should. They should. And I have no doubt that's exactly what's going to happen. I mean, we saw for a while, I think, what was up today? LFIN, I think, was up today. I'm going to check out LFIN, too. That's Kodak selling off today. And Kodak, I was really excited about the Kodak options because they have options. But it's weird. The IV's all fucked up, and it's just not going. It's not working the way it's supposed to. I mean, the stock is going down, but the option prices are not moving. And it all has to do with the Greeks, and it's just too long to explain. LFIN, the blatant fraud. The CEO said it's a fraud that the stock is trading this high. He's put a $5 valuation on his stock. I posted that on Twitter. I said, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and give it $10. The market just doesn't give a fuck. And 35.50 is where we're trading at now, up $3 today, up 10% for the day. But LFIN, the CEO comes out and says it's only worth $5, and guys are, hitting the bid for $35 a share. I don't understand people sometimes. I really don't. I really don't. Steinmart, small retailer, kind of like Kohl's. All right, thank you, TM. Kind of like a Kohl's. All right, what's that? I was ready to call game over on Apple, but Apple, another stock today too. I was watching, but I kind of caught it a little bit late. So I kind of let it do its thing. I was either going to go with the short on Win or possibly go with Apple, and Apple kind of would have been the more profitable trade. I mean, almost a $10 move on Apple today, hitting a low of 154, then a high of 163. Would have been a great trade on Apple, but again, missed out on the opportunity. I think the day starts here on Apple. Nice move here in the morning coming from those lows. Then we had the midday kind of fluff where we really didn't know what was going on, and then eventually we found more buying activity going into the close. But Apple was another one that really changed on the sentiment today. So again, I think the confirmation, of course, is the 50 for me moving forward. But again, a nice trade. AAPL. Shout out to those guys who went long today. 813, you're on the air. What's up?
What's up, sir? It's Woody Wright.
Hey, Woody, what's up, man?
Not much, man. As the market open, I jump into Apple, man.
Okay, yeah, all right. Apple's a solid trade, man. Again, I don't like the fact that it's a one-line business, but I mean, at the end of the day, great trade. How long are you holding it for, and what do you plan on selling?
I think. Let me see. I mean, I went all the way up to about a month.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the April 20th. So, but when I tried to place the trade, man, where I wanted to buy it in the money, it's like it didn't take the trade right there. It did whatever it wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It accept the trade at the money. So I just take it around with it. So I just not even look at the trade for the rest of the day, and then.
What month do you have?
Look at it.
What month do you have?
April.
Okay.
I went on to April.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually I was so tired last night when you were talking about it, and then when you mentioned it was on the RSI.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it and I was like, let me just jump into it and see.
Let me see here, because I'm trying to see if we can. I just want to see what else is kind of out there for you in terms of what else are guys looking at in terms of your option. And you went with Apple. I just want to see what the market is doing in terms of your option here. And let me see here. All right, let's see here. APL. All right, hold on. I know Apple's in here. What the fuck? Hold on. There we go. And all right, yeah. I mean, for the most part, I'm seeing quite a few calls. You got some puts in there, but for the most part, when I look at the short-term plays, I'm seeing a few calls of a couple puts in there here and there, but for the most part, it looks like guys are going more. I mean, I'd say maybe 70-30 calls and puts. So for the most part, it looks like things are going really good. A few short-term. Here's a 2019, so he's going out a little bit. 185, 316 for 165. 118,000 spent on that one. So for the most part, good trade. It looks like it's going to be a good trade. Hold on. But damn, sorry, no, my shit. But yeah, for the most part, it looks like it's going to be a good trade, man. We'll see what happens moving forward, Woody. Right? I appreciate this, bro.
All right. Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you. Appreciate the call. All right. Appreciate the call from Woody Wright. I just kind of wanted to see what guys were looking at in terms of that option. And, I see a couple March calls on there. Saw a couple 2019. So for the most part, it looks good. All right. Yeah, we did look at the Win CEO resigning. All right. What else you guys are looking at right now? GLD. I just want to see GLD. We're still not seeing a move in gold, man. I set up the little line here on gold, but the market is not running to gold at all. In fact, today was obviously, with the market being up, that was another reason to sell gold. Another reason to sell gold, and I kind of feel bad for the guy who called up yesterday. I don't know if he's watching or not. I don't know if he was looking to get into JNUG or he was into JNUG. That's why it's so hard to play, these gold ETFs or leveraged, ETFs, because you really can't predict them. You really can't predict them, and the way to trade them is not necessarily on a daily. You almost have to trade them on weekly or even monthly charts because the price of gold isn't something you can necessarily predict day to day. All right, so JNUG doesn't look like going in the right direction. JNUG down 7% today. All right. Yeah, we talked about AKER. Ken called up earlier. He told me he's sold out of that. He's sold out of that. We can't do a good job of really trying to figure out what the catalyst is for AKER to move higher. No real news coming out of the company in a while. AARY. Let's keep it going. So far, I like that JP Morgan, that Bad Scientist had me pull up. I got JP Morgan, Walmart, Home Depot. Possible continuation trades I'd love to be a part of tomorrow. ARRY. Array Biopharma up 15% today. Looks like the company had better than expected results with a upbeat clinical regarding what kind of drug? The cancer? All right. Yep, cancer, advanced melanoma. Some kind of advanced melanoma drug. So ARRY, nice beat on that one, up 15% today. Up 15% today. Had to cover your short and XBT futures. Sad day, no more easy money. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if we're gonna go back to what we had for 2017. But at the end of the day, are we going back to retest those highs? I want to say so. I want to be positive and say yes. At least for tomorrow, I can see a green day tomorrow. I've been, for the most part of the show, I've been such a pessimist about this market, and now that we're finally, I'm finally over it and like, okay, let's go long. Now the world starts to fall apart. 772, I think this is Treasure Hunter. What's up, man?
Yeah, man. What's happening? What's happening?
What's going on with you, bro?
Not much, man. I wanted to say, let me say, this goes to the mad scientist. Please don't go nowhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? We love you shooting the shit with us, back and forth with the tickers and stuff like that, Work that little thing out you got going on or whatever. And I wanted to say, Sal, you read the market like a crystal ball, bro. I mean, I thought it was going to be some more red, some more falling knives. I had no idea the market was going to be, in the green the next day.
Yeah, I mean, it started off really good, and then you had to sell off. That kind of worried me a little bit. But right, again, right. When I don't want to keep beating and harping on that, but again, when great companies are trading for, $40, $50 a share discounts, and that represents, I'm talking 30, 40, 50 billion dollars, that is off that valuation. I think that's when you jump in, and I think today you saw some institutions jump in, you saw private money, large private money jump back in, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that's another thing I wanted to tell you about. I cashed out half my position. I only kept 2 plays. And then I wanted to, I was so excited. I'm like, yeah, I wanted to buy, but I didn't do my homework, So I was like, do you think it's just going to be a little fluke or going to continue, start back off where it was? I know they're going to be overnight, but slowly but surely.
What stock are you talking about?
It's going to be in the red.
But what stock are you talking about?
No. For the stock market itself, do you think? It's
Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Right?
But yesterday was just it just seemed like common sense when we were again. Let's just pull up a chart like Apple, for example, when you're seeing 178s, and all of a sudden now you're looking at 155s, 154s. You're talking about saving $24-25 there when you had talked about Home Depot yesterday. Or Home Depot.
Yeah, it was getting his ass kicked. All of a sudden, it's coming back. Waking up a little bit.
Absolutely, and this is a company that was putting up double-digit same-store growth quarter after the last 4 out of 5 quarters. It didn't make sense for that stock to sell off that aggressively. So it just made sense for guys to come in that today. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, whether or not the sellers are finally, in fact, all gone.
Yep. Let me see. 2 plays I kept, but one of them is still doing pretty good. ADVT.
ADVT. Okay, yeah, I do have that one. ADVT Advantis. Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised that you're kind of out of that wedge now, and that just slightly out of it. You're still. I mean, it's still in that range, right? I mean, from 6 to what is that? 6 to about 8. So it's holding it well. And again, you don't actually know what the company does, right?
No. You know me. I just read the ticker or do my little homework on the chart, and I call your show, and then you usually tell me what it does, and you know how we've been.
Well, don't trade on what I'm just saying. I mean, I'm
and you get it closer than I do. I'm like, damn, they do that. After I tell you the ticker.
Looking at the stock here.
Yeah, what do they do?
I don't know what they do exactly. I mean, I'm seeing here something about them expanding into bottling. What is it? Is it a bottling? Is it a beer distributor?
Beer?
I don't really know what they do, man. It's not really clear here on the titles of the news releases here. So you're gonna have to do your research on that. But nice play so far, man. I mean, it's doing what you want it to do. So nice play.
Yeah. And one more. I'm thinking about purchasing tomorrow. What do you take on this? I think you mentioned this when you show like a while back. AKG. I don't know if it's going to stay in the green or what it's doing, but I'm going to watch him tomorrow. Like a hawk. If he does good, I might jump in. You know how I usually do my plays, let you know before I get it, or if I get in them, then I get in them, kind of thing usually.
Yeah, AKG, Asanko Gold. I think that's the South African gold miner, if I'm correct. Again, I don't know too much about it. We just looked at a gold chart. Gold is selling off. This stock is up, just a little bit over 9% over the last 2 days. I have no idea whether, how far it can continue to go. Again, but breaking the 50, breaking that 50 line here on the RSI on the daily. So, volume's getting a little light, though. I mean, volume's getting a little light. That's got to be a concern, but the volume that is there is buying volume, and I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah. Those are plays, I'm still holding on to that FUSZ. I'm still he's in the red, but, way back when I called in about it, I still making a profit on him because I got him so cheap. Yeah. So we'll see what he does, I'm in the position, I got him so cheap, I don't know to add on to the position or to sell them. So I might just hold on to see what they do,
Absolutely.
But, yeah, those are my plays, man. And congratulations again, Sal.
Appreciate it, bro. Thanks for calling,
man. Good work. Yeah, man. Anytime.
Yes, indeed. So shout out to Treasure Hunter for the call. Yeah, he could be onto something with his plays. I mean, his trading style is very different. But, I mean, a lot of he's brought up some really crappy looking charts, and all of a sudden, they find volume, they get a pump or something like that. And it comes to look like he was right on it. So, other guys' trading style, it may not be something you can look at and say, this doesn't make sense. I don't like his plays. But if it works for him, I mean, what can I say? It's just that I'm not the type of guy who can go into a stock not understanding what the business is. not knowing what they do or, whether or not the company's profitable, things like that. I can't do that. Any information on KBLB? Somebody had brought up the XIV. Again, volatility, I wouldn't touch those, man. I just wouldn't touch those. I mean, I just feel like there's so many better plays. Why are guys, trying to buy volatility ETFs and ETNs? I don't get it. And then this is that XIV. KBLB, Craig Biocraft. Yeah, man. I'm not a fan of going into stocks that are making new lows. I know I've said that quite a few times, but we're looking here on the daily, get on the weekly, and look at it week after week. We got it on the weekly. It looks horrible. Daily, it looks horrible. I'm gonna just convince you the monthly looks even worse. Look at that. I mean, it looks horrible, man. This is a stock that really hasn't done anything since 2016, 2017. Yeah, about 2016. About July of 2016-ish. I mean, you haven't even had a solid month of profitable trading in the stock, going back to July of 2017, and that was barely a solid month, If you want to talk about a real solid month of bullish momentum, you got to go all the way back to March of 2017. Not my kind of trade. 206 actually. Mr. Lloyd, what's up, man?
Oh my goodness. Hey Sal, good evening, man. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you, bro?
Oh man, I'm celebrating right now. I got my first earnings where it actually fucking gapped up. That's fucking rare.
What trade could that
be? Snapchat.
Oh, whoa, Mr. Lloyd. Mr. Lloyd went into Snapchat. Now, you got to tell me what made you get into this and what did you play? What entry?
Man, listen. I played earnings for the last year. It's a gamble, man.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's a gamble. I mean, I played Amazon thinking that I was gonna catch that gap up another $100. The shit didn't go anywhere. I mean, I played earnings for the last year, and this is my first one besides CMG, so this is the second one. But it's gambling. I mean, there was just no what do you call it? No strategy to it, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to, be in the loop in terms of what the business has been doing, in terms of any kind of sponsorships, any increase, acquisition, possibly by, any funds or something like that, because you just kind of have to follow the big money. Are they putting more money into the company? Are they buying larger position? But if you don't have access to that information, as a retail trader, you have no idea what they're going to put up. So congrats to you for being in the right, stock.
Yes, sir. Anyway, that's all I had to share, man. So I'll probably be giving some sob story next week that I lost everything. So stand by.
But hey, Mr. Lloyd, I mean, what did you get in? I mean, where were you at?
So let me just all you small traders out there, let me just tell you my story here. So I took all my money out of my account and I put $200 back into the account so I can build it back up again. And so basically, I ended up buying 3 shares of Snapchat at 6 cents, and so right now it's at 60 cents. So it went from $6 to $60 a share. Okay. So basically,
what strike? What?
Oh, so I got the 18.
Oh,
18
okay.
strikes.
Okay.
So yeah, so we've always talked about those contracts where you buy a whole shit ton of them and basically hope for the best. I mean, I wish I would have got in at 6 cents and bought, but every time I do that, it always goes the other way and all my shit expires. And so I quit doing that. And now that I bet so little, it finally does it. So yeah, man, that's all. Yeah. So anyways, all right, brother, have a good night. See you later, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Mr. Lloyd.
All right, thanks. All right, bye-bye.
Look, he went with the $18. He went with the $18 call the fact that he bought it and he said he got it for like 6 cents, that tells me it was probably a weekly. It was probably a weekly. And yeah, I see it here. And, yeah, it looks like February 9th. The bid was 6 cents. And it was probably even lower than that a day or two ago. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna rip it tomorrow. It's gonna move higher intraday as well. So he doesn't even have to sell it at the opening. Obviously, if it opens up, right now the bid and ask is at 17.11. He can very well be able to get in the money. He could get in the money tomorrow. And now he's looking at something he got for 6 cents. He could turn around and dump this for, very well could be 19 or 20 cents if it goes in the money. Or actually going to be a lot higher than that. Sorry, it could be actually a lot higher than that. I'm probably really underestimating how valuable that option could be with a contract expiring on the 9th. Yeah, I saw that VIX Osaya, and again, I don't touch those volatility trades. I don't trust. That's gambling to me, bro. I just feel like you're just rolling the dice. Just rolling the dice. All right? Just rolling the dice. Let's look at it. Let's keep it going. SGBL. So congrats to Mr. Lloyd for that. Congrats for Mr. Lloyd for that. I want to give him the ka-ching for that one because that's a nice play. That's a nice play on that one. That is a very nice play on that stock. All right. Tesla 2 picking up. Shout out to Elon Musk, man, and his SpaceX program. This SpaceX program is incredible. If you guys didn't see that takeoff and landing today, take some time tonight after the show, of course, and go check out what SpaceX did today, man. That company is freaking amazing, man. That company is freaking amazing, what they're doing. All right, JASO. It's an ADR. Not a fan of ADRs. It's got decent volume at 2.1 million. More volume coming in today, but again, you don't want to be trading anything that looks like this. I mean, this is not. I don't know what this stock wants to do. It's got a lot of resistance up there, which isn't too far from where you are now. Downside risk is really inconclusive. Not my type of chart. All right. But again, if you got some other news that I don't know of, you know what the line number is. All right, AKS. We took a look at what was the other steel company we took a look at? I know we just took a look at another steel stock. AKS up 3% today. Are you coming from oversold? All right, yeah, you were coming from oversold yesterday. That would have been a great opportunity. That would have been a nice trade today. Although didn't get for the kind of volume you put up today. Today's return was pretty dismal. This has got to have a huge float then. This has got to have a really huge float. Let me just take a second and look at that. That's very disappointing. 22 million in volume. Obviously the company's been around. What's the share structure on this one? Yeah, 300 million shares floating. 313 million to be exact. Yeah, that could be a reason for that, because that's actually a pretty disappointing return. But I think they've got options, so that's probably the better way to trade this. It's a $4 stock. You would think it'd have a little bit more oomph to those moves, but looks like CHK. AKS is a keeper. It looks like that, Bats. I think at least from the short term, I like that candlestick. It swallows up the previous body, so it's a very bullish sign, swallowing up the previous day's action. I like that. I like that. Thank you, Fuchsius81. Appreciate you very, very much. Appreciate you very much. I don't want to put that number out there, but it's significant. It's significant. BP. Well, obviously, I'm not a millionaire yet, though. And, you know, if I become a millionaire, this is going to be a 10-minute show, you know, because I'm going to be too busy smashing hoes. BP, 2% gain today. Whoa, what happened to BP? Looks like you had a flash down to 36. You got a flash down to 36. Wow, okay, you had a little flash down to 36. Hold on, I want to see what happened there on BP. I'm just curious. It looks like that happened yesterday. Okay, yeah, it was just a flash. All right, so it looks like. But think about these. These are kind of scary, man, because people's what's the word for it? Their stop losses get hit when this happens, man. When you have shit like this happen, people's stop losses get hit, and they get out of trades kind of accidentally. This happened a couple times on Bitcoin too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, everybody hit that like button. I'm telling y'all the truth, man. Look, man, when I hit $1 million, when I hit $1 million, bro, I'm inviting all my favorite porn stars for like a week. And I'm probably going to go somewhere like Calabasas or something. I'm going to rent out a nice spot. And I'm smashing all my favorite porn stars. So it's going to be like one each day. So Monday through Friday. Well, no, I don't know. I'm going to be tired as fuck. So maybe one every other day for like 2 weeks. So, you know what I mean? That's what I'm going to fucking do, bro. I think every man's got to smash his favorite porn star if he gets a chance. Every man has got to smash his favorite porn star if he gets a chance to. And I don't know, dude. For like the first 10 years of puberty, it was like, not 10 years of puberty, 10 years after, you know, I started jacking off or whacking off or whatever. It was Pinky, you know, it was Pinky. And then I started going on some throwback shit, and I went through Jenna Jacobson. What Jenna Jacob? I keep fucking her with her last name for a while, and then I went to, off the top of my head, I don't know. I went through Cherokee for a little while. I was obsessed with her for a little bit. So you know, every guy's got their kind of girl thing. Jenna Jameson, yeah, Jenna Jameson. Say somebody says I'm outdated. I don't know the new girls, bro. I'm only 30 years old. I don't know like the new girls. Like, you know, I know what's that Arab girl. That Arab girl who's like fucks over all the football players and shit. I know she's pretty hot. You know, she's got a nice rack, bro. She's got a real nice rack. But I don't know these new girls, bro. I don't know who the fuck these new... Yeah, Mia Khalifa. There it is. Yeah. I don't know these, like, new girls that are, like, on the street, you know. Now, I like the chicks who've been around for a while. All right? Let's keep it going, man. Hey, I'm just keeping 100 with you, man. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Janet Jackme. Oh, damn. How old are you, dude? You got to be like 50 years old to bring up Janet Jackme. God damn. I know she's been there. Yeah, that lady is 50. Yeah, she's 50 years old. I just searched her right now on Google. She's 50 years old, bro. You said you're 42? Yeah, okay. I figured you're around that age. But no, I like Pinky will always probably be my favorite. Love Pinky, love Cherokee. Yeah, off the top, those are two. I think a new one that I would like is Victoria. What's her name? Victoria. Ah, gosh, what's the super booty Victoria? Somebody here knows the fuck I'm talking about. What's Victoria's last name? Victoria. Huge ass. She's on Instagram and everything. I know somebody in here knows what the fuck I'm talking about. He said Teflon, Stormy Daniels. Who's Stormy Daniels? Why does this sound familiar? Stormy Daniels. Who's the fuck is that? Why does that name sound from? Oh, Stormy. Okay, the Trump girl. That's Trump's girl. Oh yeah. I haven't seen her stuff. I gotta see. Yeah, Trump. Look, man, the president of the United States. The fucking president of the United States. You know, smashing porn stars, man. I'm telling you. Let me tell you guys something right now. These Wall Street guys get down, bro. These Wall Street guys, you know, after college, you guys remember I've told you this story a million times. I had $7 grand saved up. I was getting my you know, GI Bill money, and then I was working on campus in the library. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to move to New York. I'm going to get an apartment, and I'm going to go into municipal bonds. You know, I wanted to become a municipal bond trader, meet rich, hobnob with the rich, and you know, trade a relatively safe investment, you know what I mean, and make a shitload of money on helping little communities, you know, put these deals together. Anyway, I go there, I find out that, you know, I didn't go to an Ivy League school, nobody really knows me, so, you know, I'm not really getting an opportunity in. I end up at some, you know, third-rate, you know, bottom basement brokerage that basically was just pumping and dumping small cap stocks. I got a video on there on my channel. And all the brokers, bro, all of these brokers are just smashing chicks, dude. Just smashing chicks nonstop. That's every morning they're coming into the office with a new story about some new chick that they just banged, and yeah, I banged her too. And that's when you see those movies and those guys that talk, that is exactly how it is, dude. That's exactly how it is. These guys fuck and do drugs every fucking day. Every fucking day, that's what it is. You know? Not necessarily for the older guys. The older guys are kind of beyond that stage and more or less like they have families. They're cheating on their wives now. You know, most of them are cheating on their wives. You know, most of those guys are cheating on their wives. And you know, it's not a hidden, too much of a hidden secret, and most of the time their wives know about it. Most of the time their wives know about it. They act like they don't for the sake that, you know, many times they want to keep the peace in the home, and they like their comfortable lifestyle where they don't work and they just, you know, do whatever they got to do. Yeah. But I'm telling you guys, that's really how it is, man, when you are living that lifestyle. Absolutely. What does it mean to smash a chick? To fuck, bro. You know? If you're smashing and dashing, that's what it means, bro. All right. You said sister-in-law is in the hizzle. It's your hilarious, Bats. You know what, bro? A lot of guys, though, you know, it's so funny you bring that up, Bats. A lot of guys who have wives with hot friends, they honestly wish they could bang their wife's friend. I've noticed that. When I talk to married guys, and they're like, dude, my wife, she's got a really hot friend, or she's got a really hot sister, or something like that. They want to bang their sister's, you know, their wife's sister, or bang their wife's friend. You do gotta, you know, you as a man, especially if you're a married man, you know, temptation is strong, bro. You know, because I you know, that's my circle. A lot of married guys, you know, older guys. You know, one of the things they always tell me, like, Sal, you know, dude, just because I talk about getting married, and like, dude, why the fuck you want to get married? They're always telling me not to. The married guys will tell you not to get married. You know? Like, dude, just chill out. You can fuck any bitch you want. You can do whatever. And it's not, you know, they're not saying it to be disrespectful. It's just guy talk, you know? Oh, by the way, Visa looks like a good deal, too. Visa's a solid play, too, by the way. Visa's a solid play. They put up really nice earnings a couple days ago. Looks like it, yeah, really nice earnings a couple days ago. All right. Bats, you saying you were suggesting your sister-in-law for me? You're funny, Bats. Is she hot? I mean, if she's hot, she's got a fat butt. You know, we might be able to have a conversation, dude. If she's got a fat butt and some, you know, and some huge tits, even if she's not pretty, dude, I can put a bag over her head, man. I'm gonna put her face in the pillow anyway. So, you know. And by the way, this is cool. This is cool guy on a new channel, man. All he's talking about is smashing chicks and how to smash chicks. Pretty interesting video. I don't really need tips because my show does enough. You know, that's the one thing about my show is that when I meet chicks out on the go, they're like, yeah, you know, I got a YouTube show. Oh, you got a YouTube show? Yeah, you know, check out my YouTube. You know, my YouTube. You know what I mean? They see my YouTube and shit like that, and you know, it gets their pussy wet, bro. Like little shit like that, dude, builds up status. You know. Because women are very status hungry type people. I'm just being honest, bro. Can I be 100 with you? You know? Man, I was right on it when we talked about today being a dip buy day. We were right on it, bro. But you know, when it's just the agony of just, you know, having limited funds in terms, you can't have your money everywhere. But if I had $1 billion, it'd be like 300 companies I would have bought today, because practically everything was up. Yeah, bro, I played the YouTube celeb card, dude. You gotta play the YouTube celeb card. You know, you gotta understand, man. You know, it's different from some of you guys. Some of you guys live in some, you know, very ritzy areas, and you know, you're dealing with a very sophisticated. And I don't want to say the women I deal with aren't sophisticated. It's just different. It's a different kind of thing. So, you know, you guys know the top 1% of African Americans, for the most part, is about $250K. Individually, you're talking about 88,000. As a family, about 250K. Individually, is about 88,000 a year. That's puts you in the top 10% of earners. All right. So, you know, I don't want to put my number out there, but I'm in comparison to a lot of people my age group, I mean, I'm in a different category. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you show them that you're into stocks, you're into investing. You know, these are girls whose dad is somewhere rolling up blunts and, you know, doing something stupid. You know what I mean? So when I pull up, I'm talking some different. Yeah, it's as if I'm speaking a different language. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, I'm already winning with the fact that they don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about 90% of the time. You know? You said you love some ghetto chicks. Oh, come on, man. Shit. All right? They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You know. Oh, yeah, man. I start talking, you know, PE ratios and, you know, Keltner channels. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but it sounds sexy. You know, you got some of these women out there that, you know, they've been dating guys who smoke blunts and have, you know, wear their underwear out and shit like this for most of their life. And all of a sudden, a guy like me walks up, you know, taking them to somewhere nice. And one girl I took down to Myrtle Beach. And, I mean, doing shit like that. They don't do shit like that. You know what I mean? These girls don't do shit like that. You know, even if they do come from relatively nice or decent homes, they're not traveling. You know, they're not traveling. They're not, you know, renting cars for the weekend. I just go down to Hertz, $19.99, get a truck, $19.99 weekend. I mean, they don't do shit like that, dude. Simple shit like that makes them feel like you know, like queens. You know, you don't really have to spend no money to really impress some of these women. Yeah, hitting Popeyes and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. Absolutely. You said, what is a PE ratio? Hey, man, click. If you don't know what a PE is, hit that millionairetradingacademy.com link. Check out my man, Tim Sykes. He'll get you, he'll get you squared away, man. As they say in the military. He'll get you squared away. All right. Is it called the V in the chat room? Mr. Mandingo Sal. It's hilarious. Oh, man. Cali Rob, all right, call me, bro. I didn't see your call. But no, guys, really look into. Well, this MasterCard is still up. It's already above the 50, so I'm not a big fan of it. But I'm looking for, if you see stocks below the 50, like I just pulled up Visa, these tickers below the 50 on the RSI, man, they're great buys. Again, this is a very simple trend following strategy that you can use, whether it be with stocks or options. If you want to use it with stocks, you stick with the NASDAQ, NYC type, penny stocks. You don't want to use this on OTCs because, again, they're manipulated. But again, looking at the strategy, seeing if I would have gotten to this when it crossed the 50. And every time you do that, look at those beautiful runs every time, right? Again, your moment to sell is when you start getting resistance at those higher levels. So even if you got here, bounced off, continue to go higher. And, look at that. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful trades. Look at that. Got it right here, crossing the 50. So you can, use this. And, again, it works best on higher time frames. All right? Works best on higher time frames. For those of you guys who have limited capital, I'm talking really limited. You're 5K or less. You don't really want to be a day trader because you can't absorb the kind of losses. You can't afford to be losing $200, $300 in a trading day. You really need to build up that account first. And that means taking positions that, go for the big bucks. And those are multiple day swing and sometimes position trades. All right. Yes, I'm using a completely default RSI, and I've only created it's the 14 and the 14 line, and I've only created a 50 line to separate bullish and bearish momentum. All right. Talk about the women that didn't believe in me when I was losing. Yeah, I mean, but that's everybody. You're always gonna have the women who, when you're younger, particularly like in my 20s. When you're just young, dumb, and full of cum, you're going to have the women at that age where, they use their sexual power, to what's the word? Oppress maybe is a bit too strong, but, they have that power over you, which is their sexual power. Now, in my 30s and doing what I've been doing now at 30, my power now is the fact that I have access to resources, and the women who I went to school with now, that I'm not even looking at any girl, over the age of 26, really. I'm not even really looking at you like that. Unless, again, you're fucking hot, you got a huge rack and, big old bubble ass. You know what I'm saying? If you got a stupid ass bubble, I'm going to pay you some attention. But for the most part, 18 to 26 is kind of what I look for. And, I can approach a girl like that, at that age, and I can take her somewhere nice or, show her something nice. You know what I mean? And those were the guys who were doing that when I was in my 20s. When I was in my 20s and in school or when I was in the military, I remember the girls who I thought were hot at the time in that age group, they were dating older guys. They were dating guys, 30, 35, 36, guys who had resources, access to resources. So, that's kind of what it is, man. That's kind of really what it is. Now, you always got those guys who, I remember just dudes who was just a player, man. He can talk his way into the vagina like nothing. I mean, he's, just a straight Mac. You have some guys who are born Macs, that are born Macs. They can just walk into a room and just have these girls just, wet. And I've seen those guys. I mean, you know, and they're not even like super dressed nice or anything like that. Just dudes who just know how to conversate, know how to make a girl feel insecure and wonder about him and things like that. But I was never born with that kind of gift of gab with women, you know, gift of gab with women. My edge has always been more of an intellectual thing, and now it's more of a resource thing. I can do shit for you, you know, if you gain my trust. That's more or less my edge now. It's not even like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, talk to you and whisper in your ear and all that shit. Yeah, I ain't got that kind of game, and I'm 100 with myself about that. I'm very honest. You know. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You know, I need you to see. You know, that's like the club scene. I always felt like I was weak in the club. And you got some guys who own the club, man. I've been to some, you know, I've been out with some guys in my life, and I'm just like, dude, how do you fucking do that shit? You go up and just start woo, 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 woo. Next thing you know, yeah, man, hey, man, you know, let me holler at you later. I'm about to go. I'm like, damn, she ready to go home right now? You're like, yeah, man, we about to make it happen. Damn. That wasn't about 15 minutes, and she's down to go to your crib. She don't know you from nowhere. How? You know? But some guys are just blessed like that. TXTM. Let's keep it going. TXTM up 20%. Up 20%. You said your IG is ham from ladies. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, my thing now too is I get quite a few women, but now it's like it's low, you know, when I on my Instagram is low key begging, you know what I mean? I'm not cool with the begging aspect, you know. And, you know, sometimes you got some women who literally want to sell themselves to you. I'm not really with that type of shit. You know, I'm not looking to have you as like a prostitute. That's not the type of relationship I'm trying to have. I know some guys who do that, you know. As, you know, like, oh, you want to keep your phone bill on? Okay, you know, give me some head. You know what I mean? Let me get a back shot. Let me, you know what I mean? That's not me. You know what I mean? I want to kick it with you, show you a good time, and shit like that. But I'm not really trying to be a trick. You know? Yeah. Let's keep it, you know, friendly and light. Not trying to be your pimp. It said you're 43 and these 18-year-olds still throwing draws. Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, man, if you're a guy in your 40s, you know, 40s, 50s, doesn't matter, dude. That's why I was talking to one guy I was playing golf with, and again, I don't really fucking play golf like that. I just, you know, I'm just hitting the ball, really. Don't ask me what my stroke is. I'm just hitting the fucking ball. You know, I'm double bogeying, triple bogeys. I'm just out there having fun. I'm talking to this guy. He's like, yeah, man, you know, these younger girls, it just feels weird. I'm like, dude, you got gray hair. You got your own home. You know what I mean? You're driving a big fat caddy, brand new. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you got it, dude. You know, you got it. You know, you can roll up on one of these girls right now, 21, 22, like, look, baby girl, I'm grown. I've learned my lessons in life. What it do? You know, these girls will listen to you. Wait till I get some gray hair. Boy, 18, 19, I'm getting all of them. That's if I'm not married. You know, if I'm not married, and yeah. 484, you're on the air. What's up?
Hello, listen, man. I was working earlier today, and I was talking to one customer who's trying to get me to
get out of here, you damn nigga!
All right. Let that fool go. You said Sal. Nah, man, it's not like that at all, Kelly Rob. It's not like that at all, man. It's not like that at all. All right. LTPA. What is that? Liberty Trip Advisor? I don't know what the hell is this. That's a long ass ticker, bro. Shit. Yeah, that fool. I don't know what calling me from some damn Indian accent shit, motherfucker. I ain't got time to hear none of that shit, man. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. I ain't got time to hear none of that shit. Yeah, dude, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy, ain't it? All right, so look, I'm not gonna have the show go 2 hours today. You know, people already complain. Oh, your show is too long. I can't watch the whole thing. Oh, it's too long. Okay, but if I can just let you know anything, is just the fact that, you know, look, if you missed out buying today, going long on some great calls with some great stocks, even on the small cap side, man, there were some really great opportunities. When I look at some of these small caps, for example, what was one that I saw? Where it said one of them was Mara. I think it was Mara. Was it Mara? I think it was Mara. Mara. No, which one was it? It looks like I saw one that was looking like it was trading just like the large caps today, where you had HGI. I'll post it again on Twitter if I see it. But GSAT, the satellite company. Man, remember when that guy Blueberry came in here? And again, I'm not mad at him, but this guy came in here and, you know, he's like, yeah, GSAT. And man, that stock's taking a fucking dump. And again, I didn't lose any money on the trade, but the way how confidently he talked about the stock, like, you know, it was as if it was going to do numbers. And don't get me wrong, I've talked confidently about stocks, but at least, you know, when I do it, you know, holds up its, you know, my end of the bargain for at least the short term. But damn, this thing just, you know, and I remember he came on the show around here or so, and this thing has been a loser ever since. God damn. All right. Oh, yes. Thank you for bringing up McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's is another one, too. Look at McDonald's. Yeah, from 180 to 154. You know, so you're talking about, what, $40 or so dollars. You know, 38, 39 or so dollars, you know, off that price. Off that price. You know, McDonald's, and McDonald's actually gapped up. You had a gap up. Actually, no, because that's just where it ended yesterday. Let me see the hourly and see how that traded yesterday. Well, okay, so actually, no, it just looks like it was a spike into that hour, which was 14:30. So about 2:30 yesterday. But overall, nice trade today for McDonald's. Again, hourly chart looking real good for McDonald's. And haven't crossed that 50 yet, but it's going to. It's headed right there in the right direction, right? It's headed right there in the right direction. Again, using this RSI, you know, situation. This would have fooled you here a little bit. This would have been the short. If you would have went in there, could have stayed in for just a little bit, but then you would have gotten squeezed out. But again, if you, oh man, that would have been a beautiful short going back below. Oh, that would have been a beautiful put. Oh, if you would have held this beautiful put, oh, that would have been incredible. But again, this is going to be the opportunity for maybe somebody can look at McDonald's as a possible long once this crosses, again, a return to bullish momentum here on a slightly longer time frame, which is the 60-minute. Again, this is it looks like for the most part a decent stock to trade when it's above that, but doesn't really swing much very highly above it. I think if you go on the daily, you might see some clear signals. On the daily, absolutely. Look at that. Coming back above the 50 here on the daily. Ooh, wow, what a run. What a beautiful run there. And of course, where you sell is where you see hesitation, in your opinion, or you can sell just when you know the stock crosses back below it. You don't want to wait too long, though. You don't want to wait too long, or something like this could happen. But nice play. Nice play for McDonald's. Yeah, that would have been a really great short if you got into that. But again, there's so many stocks. So many stocks. That's why you got to really make sure you've got a great scanner. I suggest Equity Feed. Of course, we got blackboxtrader.org as well. Incredible product that a lot of guys have already been winning on. Make sure you watch all the videos that they put out, the trainings that they put out. You want to make sure you know how to use the software efficiently to make sure it starts winning for you from day one. All right? How much do I put into one trade? I try to stay below about 15K. But check my Twitter. My Twitter, you'll see a couple $12,000 trades. I try to stay anywhere, because especially with options, I try to stay anywhere between 4 and 12, because options, these trades can go against you quickly. So, if I'm taking an L, I'm losing on, let's say, a $4,000 or $6,000 trade. I'm losing maybe anywhere between 400 to 700 if I decide, that, oh man, this isn't for me. So, but when you win, you can win, easily, anywhere between 20 to 30% is where I'm winning in terms of profit potential on a $4,000 to $6,000 trade. All right. Now, when you're talking about stocks, with some of these stocks that I'm shorting, I got to go in a lot larger, but that's why I'm falling so much in love with options, because I don't have to use that much cash. All right. So why am I playing with the large caps? Because that's where the money is, baby. That's where the money is, man. The money's in the large. Look, there's money in small caps. I'll never not say there's not any money in small caps. But, dude, you know how good it feels to make, $1,000 when you can make $2,000, sometimes $3,000 in one day off a $4,000 trade? You know what I'm saying? There's no stock right now that I can buy on OTC I can spend $4,000 and make $3,000. There's just no stock right now I can do that. 409, you're on the air. What's up?
Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, what's going on with you?
Fifth time caller, Chris Tribble from the 409.
Yes, sir. Mr. Tribble, how are you tonight?
I'm all right. Viking Therapeutics kind of went crazy again. It tried to run in the last 10 minutes. I know you saw that.
Well, I didn't watch it per se today, but I mean, here's another, doji-like candlestick where you've got, wide range. You got quite a trading range, but again, indecisive action from buyers or sellers. But it looks like it's done that over the course of 7 to 10 days of trading. So typically a danger side and anything else, but it looks like for VKTX it kind of absorbs it well.
Yeah, and then so I moved a little bit. I had a little bit of cash left. I moved into XXII.
Oh, XXII, 22nd Century. Now this is a cannabis stock. I like cannabis right. for the balance plays. I know Tim Sykes is telling a lot of people to jump on the cannabis sell-off, and now these stocks could very well move back higher. Some of them that I called pump and dumps, they ran today. The cans of the world, CNN,
MJX.
Yeah, MJX, BUDZ. You've got guys who are moving into these OTC cannabis stocks because they believe that they've oversold, and now they are a picture of some great value type plays. Get into these stocks now is what a lot of guys are saying, and many people are following through with that.
Yep. And I was looking at a play tomorrow. It's probably going to be GAIN, GAIN. They beat their earnings report by 28%.
GAIN, GAIN. Now, don't know too much about this one, but I do see here was a nice day for the stock. Again, another stock with some really interesting range, 9 to 943. 15-cent gain today. You said they beat earnings today. Unusual volume for the stock too, coming from those oversold levels. That's actually a pretty nice chart. That's a nice chart. That's a nice place to want to be at.
I'm pretty sure that's a dividend stock too. That's why. So my ticker, I have a watch list. So.
Yeah, I do see here they have paid dividends, and they pay it regularly too. Well, hold on, this is a monthly dividend?
Yeah. I think it is a monthly. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a monthly dividend. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah,
yep.
Closed-end financial fund paying a monthly dividend, and yeah, these trade with very low PEs. This has a 7 PE because again, you know that distribution of that dividend is going straight to traders. So nice chart though. Nice chart coming from oversold levels. GAIN.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that's all I got for you tonight, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
On XXII.
Thank you, Mr. Triple. Appreciate the call, man.
Yes, sir.
So shout out to Mr. Triple. I like that XXII call. I think he did the right thing with that too. Gain coming from oversold. Of course, the chart is beautiful, man. The chart is beautiful. And look at it. I mean, this is a small cap stock, and I just got done trying to look for a stock just like this, small cap stock, right? But trading like a large cap. I mean, these are what all the large caps have been doing. You know, you had the run up. Obviously, this is a shorter time frame, but the run up and then the sell off over the last several days, and then you had guys buying the dips. It looks like, you know, I mean, this looks like the Qs. Or the SPY, SPX. This basically looks exactly like that. So, nice chart. That's a very nice chart. Very nice chart. Great way to end the show. I think you guys got to look at this. I mean, it's not the cheapest stock in the world. It's a $9 stock. But at the same time, I think you could see 10. You can probably see as soon as 10 tomorrow. But again, we'll see what happens. It's got a tight range. All right. February, McDonald 172 to 175. Jeff, let's take a look at that real quick. You got me interested in that now. Hold on. McDonald's. You saying you're looking for February 16th, 172? Why so far out? Why so far out and so close? Why so far out yet so you're far on the option, but then you're close on your time? All right. Hold on. Let me see, because I want to see what other traders are doing. McDonald's. Do we have anything on McDonald's? Yeah, man. The system only pulled up one unusual or unusual trade for the option, and they're giving the 190, but again, they're putting a lot of time on this. They got the 190 strike. So obviously this individual 150,000 on the trade. So, you know, this individual obviously thinks that we're going bullish again. They're putting a lot of time on this option, and they're getting this for a nice discount for where it is right now compared to where this was just a week ago. He's probably paying maybe as much as 50% less. Maybe I wouldn't say 50%, but maybe 30% less than he would have paid just a week ago for that option. But, you know, going back to the chart, I don't know, man. Not, you know, for February, what is your date? February 16th? 172? February 16th is next week, Friday. Next week, Friday. Man, I would give myself a little bit more time. That's me, bro. I would give myself a little bit more time. And when I look at, I'll look at the chain with you. And if you want to stick with that, are you willing to pay? Are you willing to go for the March 16th 170 call? March 16th 170? March 16th 170? I like that. I like that. I mean, you're giving yourself another 30 days. If you get there, you'll be sitting pretty. You can sell back that time as well as, you know, a higher priced option. All right? You got great open interest, great volume in the play. All right, take a look at that. Going for 257, you got a very nice tight spread. 252 bid, 257 ask. All right, so you got what, $257 a contract right now if I use the ask price. So I like that March 16th 170 for 257. Boy, I bet that was probably going for less than $2 this morning. I know for a fact yesterday you had to be below $2. That would have been a great trade yesterday, but hey, you know, nobody can see the future, right? But I like that better. I like that better. Yeah. I know everybody wants to play the closer trade because that's where the volatility is and guys think they can always knock it out the park. But what if you get, you know, what if you don't get it within the first week? What if you don't get that move within the first couple of days? You want to be able to sell some time back, you know, that can hedge your risk a little bit. He said, what about that trade net? I don't like trade. I don't like that guy, you know. Nice guy, but that whole, like, you know, you keep 70% or 80%, we'll take 30, and you got to go through this class and all that crap. You know, I'm good on that. Yeah, Jeff, put a little time on that option, bro. You won't regret it. Put a little time on that option, you won't regret it. All right? And by the way, if it goes your way, you enjoy it more. If it goes your way, dude, imagine, dude, you buy that March call, and then by Friday, you're in the money, and now you've got over a month and a couple of days to enjoy those gains. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. That's a nice trade, though. That's a nice trade. Callie Rob said, "Fuck TradeNet, they're a scam." Yeah, I'm a little iffy on TradeNet and what they got doing over there. You know, they're asking for so much up front, and you got to go through their training. And I'm good, dude. Just teach me how to fucking trade. I don't want to share my profits with you. I don't want to just teach me how to fucking become profitable consistently. That's what I say to these gurus out here, and that's why I like what Tim is doing. I like what what's his name? The guy I've had here on the show. I forgot his name, but he had a guy on here call up who was a member yesterday. You know, they just teach you how to become profitable. That's it. Just teach me how to be profitable, period. I don't want to split no money. I don't want to sign no contracts and all that shit like that. You know? Andrew said, do I do only monthly calls and puts instead of weekly? Absolutely. I stay away from weeklies. I do not do any weeklies. All right? I'm telling you right now, those weeklies are good when you win, but when you lose, woo, boy, those weeklies will eat the shit out of your account if you don't do a weekly the right way. Deckmar, yeah, Ty Deckmar. I like Deckmar. He's just straight to it, just straight to the point. Jason Brown, I like Jason. I've tried to get Jason on the show, and he doesn't respond, and I don't know. Like, I tried to be is that Jason Brown, like the Brown Report? Is that what you're talking about? I sent him an email because he's got this program on ClickBank where you can like refer for him, and you know he doesn't really respond, and I'm just like, okay, dude. I mean, all right, you got a program out there, you know. I'm trying to help you get it popping. You see, I got my own little thing over here. I can bring some people to you. Let's chop it up, but whatever. I mean. You know, I work with guys who are ready to get this money, you know. So when I reached out to Tim, and he's always been open ear, got Deckmar Trades on the show, open ear. You got to be ready to do business. Yeah, Sean is legit. Sean is a killer when it comes to these stocks. He's a killer. The guy from Option Alpha, I'm going to have him on the show. We're looking for possibly next week. He's got kids. And he's got this thing where his like wife does something at night, so he's got the kids at night. So it's been a little weird trying to get him on the show. But optionalpha.com if you want to learn how to trade options. He's got a free course, free beginner course. You can go use that. Of course, Tasty Trade and many of the other platforms out there give you free option training. All right. All right, so let me go ahead and ring the bell, get you guys out of here. Another great show. Another great show. I always hear it from like a parent after the show, like, hey, you mind if you could turn, kind of not talk about booty so much? We were watching the show and then you started talking about booty. Made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Like, oh, okay, well, all right, lady, all right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 273. Here's the bell. You said buffer too much. No, sir. This show has not been buffering. You need to stop using net zero. This show has not been buffering. You need to get off that net zero, sir. You're on that net zero, that dial up, whatever it is you're using, sir. This has not been buffering today. I'd see it on my end. All right, yeah, he's on that net zero, that 3G, that net zero free 3G. All right. All right, guys. Take care. Stock Z, Bat Scientist. Thank you again for the call. Your commitment to stay on. Fuck QQ, Serious Manny, Londale Carter, Artie Buckley. Appreciate it, man. Hey, Artie, when you gonna call into the show, man? You watch the show all the time. Londale Carter. I'm seeing some very familiar names in this show that have yet to call into the show with a stock, man. I'm gonna start putting some pressure on some of you guys to call into the show, man. Leah Harris, thank you. Stock Z, Corey Kwan. Stock Z, you too. I need to hear from you. Jeff Thayer, I need to hear from you. Javier Rios, yeah, some of you, I need to hear from a lot of y'all, man. Legendary 8s, Money Bags. Yeah, y'all need to call up. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about that, man. Hopefully this bullish momentum continues. I'll come back here with a smile on my face. I got a $9,000 option trade on the video. We're up after hours right now. I'm not worried about it, but I want to see it keep going. This market could turn against you real fast. Yes, indeed. But yeah, you guys got to call in, man. Zach Sweet, you too. Some of y'all in here been here for a minute, and I have never heard how you guys sound on a damn phone. Appreciate it, Jeff. Yes, indeed, man. Until next time, same place. Happy trading, everyone. Take care.